Hello, I'm Chris Solo, and welcome to the next chapter of the Realms of Ukodor, where I gathered my friends to play some Dungeons and Dragons. But before we get started, let's go ahead and dive into our announcements. We are not partnered yet, but by golly, we're close. We're almost 76%, so go ahead and share the stream with others. Once we get to that 2,000 marker, we will have a lot of giveaways, and we'll be able to actually apply for partner with Mixer. And what does that do? That opens up so many different doors for us to continue to grow the network and the stream. Until then, the only way to support the stream is through the Ember option through Mixer, and then you can go ahead and check the Ukodor menu down below in the About section of Mixer's profile page. You can see that you can donate Embers and for potions, inspiration die, and other things. And when you do that, you just make sure to tag either the Fabled 42 or any of our moderators and say, hey, this potion is for Tallulah, and then I will try to bring it into the game as quickly as possible for Tallulah to find. The other way to support the channel is through our Patreon. They have the $5, a $10, and a $20 subscription. Each of those subscriptions gives you 2 inspiration die and 2 healing potions. Dependent on which level or tier that you pick is how big those potions are. Same thing applies. You can go ahead and tag a moderator or myself in the chat so that those players can get those items as well. The beauty about the Patreon subscription option is that you can do that every show. So our Monday show, and then you resupply your 2 potions and 2 inspiration die for our Wednesday show. So do not hesitate to use those potions. Where we at? So big shout out to our longtime sponsors, Griff & Co. Anything that you see that is 3D printed on the show in our battle area or minis and all that jazz is printed by Griff & Co. So go ahead and check them out. Also check out Master Monk Gaming, all of our dice trays, dice towers, and all those things. We do have giveaways from Master Monk, potentially on the horizon, depending on how many views we get today. But go ahead and check them out. Tabletop things are ships and docks. You can kind of see one back here behind my
Get your ship
camera.
together.
Get my ship.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good. Let's write that down. Get your ship together. Go ahead and check them out. Don't forget to check out Thrill Studios. Thrill Studios, a lot of the minis behind me that are painted by Thrill Studios. Go ahead and check them out. They have some really premium quality miniatures that you can get that look pretty badass. Roll20, our mid-show giveaway will be brought to you by Roll20, so more information from that. And new on our sponsor banner, we are sponsored by 8-Bit Coffee Co. So go ahead and click the link down below. If you are a coffee drinker, go ahead and check it out. You can actually, it's a subscription-based monthly coffee thing. It's all e-commerce, so it'll be actually mailed. They'll mail bags to you. But by purchasing these bags, and it's same price as a normal premium bag of coffee, Ukodor gets $2 per bag. So the more bags that we're able to sell, the more money goes into the stream that we can actually help upgrade cameras or lights or other things. So check it out.
Cool.
And the coffee is really good.
That's a lot of coffee. I just
There's a
saw that.
lot of milk in there.
Holy.
No, there's not. It's only like a little bit of milk. It's like a whole pot of coffee. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get ready for the next chapter of
The realms
Realms
of
of
Ukodor.
Realms of Ukodor.
Welcome to the realms of Ukodor.
And welcome back. So, oh, that echo is really going to bother me. Cool. So, last we left, the party had just killed Rosalind. Kind of assessing the situation, Cerise kept insisting on the party getting the hell out of Edak as fast as possible. They started to kind of survey the area and realize that there were enemies and such outside of the area, but not really paying attention to them per se. They began their journey, their stealthily journey to their manor to do the transfer via plants, spell via Jeidobii, through their tree in the center of their courtyard to travel to Tydean. About that time, they heard a loud crash and a roar, and what revealed to be Viktor, like flying through the air, heading towards the keep where the now dead Rosalind laid. The party quickly dashed through the tree, unfortunately leaving, was it 2 or 3 of your elementals behind that are kind of just hanging out in your house until you go retrieve them. But you did arrive in Tydean. And what you walked into when you arrived in the city of Tydean was pretty much a massacre. There was hundreds and hundreds of bodies just everywhere. A war that just abruptly stopped. Later to find out that Viktor and his armies were there, and they left in a hurry. Rushing through the city, looking for Jeidobie's mother, carrying the unconscious Ina. Jeidobie's mother stopped working on the townsfolk that she was tending to, and immediately took Ina into the keep to start trying to get her back into a healthy state. Jeidobii and the rest of the party, they then continued to they did question some guards on the way up as well, and found out that it was in fact Viktor, and he just left, and they had passed on the information that you all, the Lightbringers, did just kill Rosalind. So you can kind of put 2 and 2 together that Viktor left because he felt Rosalind's presence disappear, essentially. After the long battle and the transference of all this information, the party decided to go to the tavern. I lost it. To the Rusty Shield, their normal tavern that they go to here in Tydean, where starting to get to know their new friend Cerise, where the entire party heard a very familiar song, and they look up and they see a very familiar face, but she was a little smaller. Giselle was standing on the stage, singing her very familiar Lover's Lament, without a baby bump. Jeidobii slowly walked up to see Giselle standing on the stage, and she kind of motioned down to a nanny that was holding a very small child, finishing up her song and coming down and introducing Jeidobii to his son. Shocked and full of emotion, Jeidobii took his child and Giselle and walked back to the table to introduce his family to his son. Quickly coming to terms with having a child, and Giselle waited until she connected back with Jeidobii before naming the boy. Jeidobii decided to name the boy Zelarosian after his grandfather. And after having the little mini conversation with the boy and saying, "Do you like the name Zelarosian?" the boy sneezed and then turned into a black cat. Shocked, Jeidobii looks at Giselle, and she kind of begrudgingly smiles and says, yes, she takes after her father. So the little boy, half Firbolg, half elf, is a druid. After conversations and farewells, the party left the tavern to kind of start to wrap up some unfinished business, find Ika some armor, spoke with blanked on his name, Leroy, to get his claws enchanted, and began to formulate a plan on how they are going to prepare for Viktor's onslaught, which is coming in roughly 3 days, and how they're going to kill Viktor. And that's where we pick up. What would you guys like to do?
Well, where are we? Are we still at the tavern?
I can't remember where you went.
We went to Leroy's, I thought.
Leroy's, and then we went to the armor shop.
Yeah.
Or some people did.
And then,
I feel like that's where we ended.
Did you guys go to bed? I can't.
No, remember. I don't think we had yet, because Salila was talking about going for a walk. I think there was more of the day left before. We still haven't rested since that fight.
Got it. So it's like midday on the 26th, we'll call it. Okay?
Perhaps I'll call it a day.
That's right. We were morning drinking in the tavern. I'd forgotten about that.
Yes.
Yeah, I think definitely need a rest. It's definitely still nice outside. So any of these things are all right with me.
I forgot, Tallulah, that Rosalind punched you in the throat last time, didn't she?
She fucking sure did.
I'm glad that bitch is gone.
Oh yeah.
All right.
So if you don't mind, I probably will be taking it a bit easy on the getting to know everyone. But I'll be listening. Always listening.
We're all recovering from the battle.
Yes.
As
Makes a
they
lot of
start to call it a night, I am going to go speak to my mom.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going to just travel through the streets and go to Max's castle. Yes.
Because like I know we mentioned this before, but because we are trying to pay a lot more attention to time, I'm going to be a lot more specific with how long things take. We're not so because as we spoke with the last show, like we have about 3 days before Viktor comes back. They know that they're kind of coming back probably on the new moon for reasons and blah blah blah. So I'm going to be I'm paying attention. So we're going to call it it was about midday when you all were doing your things, so it's probably 3 in the afternoon. We'll call it.
Oh, well.
Okay. Perfect. Awesome. Jeidobii is going to go look for his mother to have a talk.
Okay.
Wait. No, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that.
Jeidobii is like getting out the door.
I'm all over the place. Guys, are we still at the... Where are we currently right now? Are we in the tavern?
I think we're leaving the armorer.
I think we just wrapped up our shopping. I also had some throat problems when I was explaining the water ward last time. Just like frog in my throat.
Gotcha. I know we have kind of this impending thing happening, guys, but I think we should take this time to try to get to know Cerise a bit better. We haven't had a chance because we've been on the go, but I think now is particularly a pretty good time.
I definitely agree with that, but I also think that maybe if we're talking about stretching time here, we should probably get to a plane where we can do that.
I understand. All right.
I desired to take Kayla to the Earth Ward. Perhaps we should do that. Time passed much slower, I believe, right?
It does. Before I take us there's a couple of things that I have to do here, but they'll be quick.
I also misspoke because when GW and I were talking out of game, I had the dates off, so it's actually the 25th in the afternoon, so it's not quite the 26th yet. I was thinking that you guys had already done a long rest, but yeah, busy week.
I want to go. I'm gonna look at everyone. I actually want to go question Aaron more. Denahi, you know, she was our maid back in Edek.
Right.
I didn't fully get a chance to speak with her, and I'm still kind of shocked that she's alive.
She probably didn't leave. She probably didn't leave our home quarters. It's probably why she's still alive. What would you want to say to her?
I kind of remember her being in the basement, though, but I don't know. I just want to go speak with her real quick and ask her some things.
Okay. Do you think Carlox is still alive?
Yeah, Carlox should be with Trixie. That reminds me, I have to do that too. I'm sure he's fine. I'm hoping everyone's okay. Jeidobie's gonna start walking to crap. What did I just say? Aaron. Yep.
Okay. Roll an investigation check for me. Who did you leave Carlox with? Because it wasn't Trixie. Trixie was an airship.
Then it was probably my mom or Giselle.
Dog food.
Stop it.
Werewolf.
So I got a 19.
19. So you take some time and you do find Arin. Arin is up in the noble quarter of Tydean, coincidentally with your mother, and she's helping as best she can tend to the wounded. But yeah, she is up there.
Arin, how did you get out of the basement when it happened?
Excuse me, ma'am. Jeidobii, if you want to speak away from the wounded people. I don't want to frighten them.
Of course. Sure.
So she kind of steps away, out of earshot. There was women and children and everything that were being tended to.
Did the rest of us follow you? I feel like I followed you.
Yeah, anyone could be there if you want to be there. It's a free country. No. So
Is it?
It's not. It's really not.
Not really.
I mean, Jaidobie's like a prince or something, you know. He kind of does what he wants. So as you step away, she kind of cleans her hands a little bit. She's still kind of covered in blood, and it's serious triage is what she was just doing. She looks at you and
Is that a druid joke?
you mean when you all were down there and brought those beasts down to us? Is that what you're referring to, Master Jeidobii?
Yes, it was unfortunate. How did you make it out?
Well, luckily the beasts were kind of stupid and killed a lot of people, Jeidobii. A lot of people died that day. Unfortunately, I'm not very quick anymore, and bodies of the dead kind of fell on me, and I was hidden amongst the dead for more time than I'd like to speak about.
Rough day.
Do I believe her?
Insight check. And she bites you, and now you're a werewolf.
Right.
Karma.
Love
Oh my
karma.
god, that would be fantastic.
So I got a. Oh, wait. Duh. Okay, better. 19 total.
19 total. Yeah, she is telling the truth. There's not a. I mean, you've known her for a few months, but there's nothing about her demeanor that is different, that seems swayed in any way. Yeah, she seems to be. There's some nightmares in those eyes that when she's talking to you, so it definitely feels like it's authentic.
Last question. As I look her over, I definitely do not see any bite marks on her neck or anything. Yes,
You can look if you want.
that's what I'm doing. Hold on.
I mean, are you going to be intrusive and look, or are you just kind of glancing?
I'm glancing, but if she has a scarf, I'm gonna kindly and politely pull it down.
Oh, so yeah, he's going full in.
Okay.
Does she have a scarf? Can I see her neck?
You cannot see her neck. Roll an insight. Investigation check.
So that's going to be a total of 17.
17. As you're looking around and you kind of go in, oh shit. Sorry, Eric. Thank you for reminding me. As you go in to kind of do it, she kind of looks a little offended that you didn't even ask permission, but you just go in there and you kind of. She kind of rolls.
Politely and gently.
She rolls her eyes and lets you kind of look on like the right side of her neck. You don't see any marks on the right side of her neck.
I looked on the left.
Okay. As you look on the left and as you get close to kind of look, she goes and tries to bite you.
Does she really?
Mm-hmm. Kind of like your dad would go like that.
Arin,
Yes.
let me see the left side of your neck, please.
Oh, go ahead. I was just being silly.
I look at it, the left part of her neck.
Yeah, she's fine. No bites.
Cool. And I give her just a gentle hug, and I just say, I'm very sorry. Very sorry.
Yeah, it was pretty terrible.
I'm safe now. Alright. After that, I am going to walk to my mother who's still helping people. Mother, I need to ask you for something.
What is it, Jeidobii?
Well, firstly, how did you not tell me that I was a father when you saw me when I came? Like, what was that about?
You mean when I was distracted by the hundreds of people that were dead or dying?
Fair. That's okay. It's all right. And I give her a big hug. But yes, I need to ask for one of your hand mirrors, please.
A mirror?
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure there's one in the study somewhere.
Okay. Am I currently in the study, DM?
No, you're in the courtyard with lots of wounded people.
All right. I'm going to kind of give my mother a bow, and I'm going to go in the study to get a mirror.
Okay. So you take some time and you head over to like the library where her study is, and the library has been somewhat retrofit to house people. Like was told to you last show from Dorius that they're trying to fit as many people as they can in like the bunkers of the city. Of the keep, but there's overflow. So some people. So as you walk into the library, a lot of the books are moved out of the way. All the tables are moved out of the way, and there's people, kind of on either side of the library as you walk in. And you go into her study. Her study has been untouched. Roll an investigation check for me.
Ooh, natural 20! Hey.
And you step on the mirror and it breaks, and you have bad luck for 7 years. No, you do.
I don't know.
You do eventually you do find it, yeah, it's just a small mirror. Nothing fancy.
This is all I need.
Also, big shout out and thank you to DM Neuromacer for that hero point for Torque. Blue Box RPG, watch him on Twitch.
Those are rare.
So. Yeah, we don't even give those anymore. That's fantastic. All right, so you have your mirror.
Before I move on, does anyone want to do anything or say anything?
Why do you want the mirror?
Keep rocking.
It's to protect
He
my
mutes
son.
his mic.
What's that?
Oh,
It's to protect my son.
I see.
Okay. After that, I'm gonna walk up to Denahi. If she's there, is Denahi with me? I'm sorry.
I'm still in the tavern drinking. I went back.
Excellent. I'm gonna walk back to the tavern.
Okay.
As I kind of put the mirror in like one of my pouches, like very gently.
Okay. Like a kangaroo. I like it. All right.
Yes.
Tallulah, Cerise, are you doing anything? Are you following Jeidobii?
I didn't follow Jeidobii.
I guess I was just the only one.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't have followed him.
Got it. So Cerise, you're just kind of.
Apparently, yeah.
Okay. So as you two are going back to the tavern to meet up with the rest of your party, Torque, Denahi, and Tallulah, what are you all doing while you're in the tavern?
Drinking.
I still have an enormous stab wound, and so
Yeah,
kind of
I'm
cauterizing it a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
We already have our rooms, right?
Yes. What was that, Tallulah?
So yeah, definitely not looking so hot. So I'm just resting, not trying to follow Jeidobii into the end of the world.
So Leah walks up, the barkeep of the Rusted Shield, brings you ale and some bandages and cloth, best that she can find. A little bowl of water you can get cleaned up a little bit with. Can I get you anything else? You all look like you've been through hell.
Thanks, I just got back.
Maybe a pillow or something.
I'm sure there's one in your room, love.
Can you get it though?
I like Hitter. Not he.
I'm sure this gentleman sitting beside you will gladly carry you to your room.
No, I can go myself. Thanks for nothing.
You're welcome for nothing. So, oh, go ahead.
Nope, I didn't have anything.
Yeah. So in the awkward silence, Leah kind of steps back, kind of gives Torque a smirk and then goes back to some of the other patrons in the tavern.
And Torque follows her the whole way with his eyes.
Watches her walk away.
At about this time, Jeidobii and Cerise do enter the tavern, and you see your friend sitting at your table.
I
So,
walk up.
Torque, are you gonna talk to her? Or are you just gonna look at her?
What? Don't
You
be
re-
ridiculous.
You realize we might die in the next few days. Probably will.
Uh,
Now would be a good time.
You know, Tanahi, if you're gonna talk like that, you probably should just go talk to King Max. But you know,
I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah, that's what I thought.
She's lying. She knows
you
exactly
have
what she's
lots of
talking about.
advice, Tallulah.
Yeah, I don't have anybody to talk to, so I got a lot of advice to give. That's what I thought.
Indeed.
So, about that time, Jeidobii and Cerise, you walk into what seems to be some awkward conversations, and that's about it.
Oh, seems like we walked in on the right time. Hi,
Yeah,
guys.
Torque was about to go talk to Leah over there.
Was he?
I
Oh, yeah.
don't think I said I was about to go over there.
I think you said that you were gonna do that.
I think you were going to talk to somebody too, yes?
I'm talking to you, but you
Damn
need to go. You need to go talk to Leah.
He's set enough with his eyes.
I mean,
Throw up right in this mug.
I'll have to wait until she's free of work.
I don't know if this place ever closes.
Denahi, before you go open your mug, may I please get about 3 paper birds from you?
About what?
May I please get 3 paper birds from you?
If I can find them. Let me see.
Aren't they in the bag of holding? You just kind of think about it and you put your hand in, right? Is that normally how it works or no?
No, I have them in my purse. And the purse I bought like hella episodes ago is like tattered and just fucked up.
Oh yeah.
Covered in blood. Like it looks like, and doesn't smell any better either. I reach in there and I pull out 3 paper birds and I hand them to you.
Thank you. Jaidobie's gonna take them. He's just gonna sit at the table with everyone, and he's gonna take a quill and some ink, and he's gonna begin to write a letter to someone while we're sitting there.
Pen pal, do you have? I've been watching way too much Star Wars. I'm so sorry.
Pen pal, do you have?
Pen pal, do you have?
Denahi, you sound like a puppet I once saw on a show.
I saw this one green gnome once, and it's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
And you will see him in the next chapter of The Origins of Ukodor, episode 7. His name is Urt.
As Denahi says that to me, no, I'm actually writing to my father.
Oh, I see.
I haven't written to him in quite a while, and I need him to look for something for me.
I didn't know you had one.
A father?
One that you knew. You don't speak about him. Have you?
I guess maybe I haven't. There's just been so much lately. Yes, my father, he's Serendornian, and he lives on Donodale with my sisters.
I see.
Yes, and I greatly need him to look for something for me. And I'm just talking to her as I'm like writing this kind of like elaborate thing. Then once I'm done, I'll be sure in the bottom of the letter to be like, once you get this, return this message to Mother, not me. Return it to Mother. As I start to fold it, all the 3 papers together to make a paper bird.
Are those things supposed to be a book?
My dad is really particular about grammar, so everything's kind of long-handed.
So, just so I'm understanding, you're writing a letter on a bird, and you're folding up a paper bird in the letter to fly with it?
Yes, one of the paper birds is a letter, and then the other 2 are just empty ones that he could use to send back.
But he can use to send back.
Yes.
Got it.
That's correct. And I'll tell you what I sent like later.
Sure.
It's like not in part.
So as you complete the paper bird and the letter, and you kind of complete it, and you complete the fold, nothing happens. And then it starts to fly away.
Jeidobii has like a minute where his heart skips.
The paper bird burps paper flowers. Or feathers, excuse me, feathers.
So mad.
You can always scry him.
I could, but yeah, my dad's a very good man, and unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to really talk about him. But he's a good guy. I'm sure you'll meet him one day.
The king fellow, elf king fellow.
No, my dad's a Serendorn human.
Okay, human king fellow.
No, he's not a king.
But you're a prince.
I don't know who keeps saying this prince nonsense. I'm not a prince.
I'm pretty sure I was under the impression that you're a prince.
Well,
Don't you rule over all of druids now?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a prince. And like you hear a voice come over your shoulder, you turn around and you see your familiar short green goblin friend, Styx. Looks worse for wear, but he's walking.
Styx?
You're still alive.
Of course I'm still alive. You're still alive?
What-
Why am I
what-
shocked?
Where's Trixie? Where is everyone?
She's parking the boat.
Parking the boat.
Awesome.
Interesting.
Here.
I mean, it's a boat, right? Not a boat or airship.
It's a
Add an
boat.
ale, please. Who's got an ale? And he just grabs one of the ales on the table. Whoever's it is, he just drinks it.
Hey!
You want to fight?
Let him have it.
Punch him in the face.
Don't punch me in the face, please. Like, all the sarcasm from Styx just goes away. He's like, please, don't punch me in the face. I'm so tired. And he just kind of puts his head on the table. He looks really rough. Like, he's black eye. He's all beat up. Some of his clothes are burnt. Like, he's beating around shitty. Kind of like you guys.
We'll have to get more ale.
Yes. Please. More ale.
I'll take that opportunity to go up to the bar.
So as you head up to the bar, Leah has her back to you, but you do hear her voice. She goes, "What would you like, Talk?"
You have eyes in the back of your head?
No, but I know what that beard smells like.
All right. Didn't think it smelled that bad.
It doesn't smell
I need
bad.
more ales. And
Aww.
was wondering
Aww.
when you might be done here at the bar.
Well, it's my bar. And about that time, she turns around and she kind of has a smile. And she has 4 ales in her hand, and she kind of turns around and sets them on the table on the bar with you. I mean, it's my bar. I can leave whenever I feel like it.
Good to know. I'll see you later, maybe.
All right.
And he awkwardly grabs the beers and goes back to the table.
And she watches you walk the whole way. Cleaning a tankard.
The cleanest tankard that's in the bar right now.
So Cerise is just like sitting there. She's like looking from all of you, and she's like, I don't know what to do. Sort of. Hi, I'm new here.
So I only have 3 more things, and then we can leave for the Earth World, okay?
Oh my god, you
I
don't.
know, Tallulah, I know. And as I'm saying, I know, I just kind of walk off the bar. So, I'm gonna go to the tree where we bamfed in from E-Deck.
Okay.
I'm going to mutter an incantation and open it to our courtyard where my 3 elementals should still be.
Okay.
What happens? Do I see them when the tree opens?
As the tree opens, you see your home, you see the courtyard, and you see your 3 elementals standing there.
Come on, come now, come on.
So they start moving. Roll a perception check for me.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Yeah. So that is going to be a total of.
If Tallulah knew you were doing this, she
I
would
know.
bash your head in.
I know she would. She'd be so mad. 22.
22. As the last elemental runs through and runs past you, and you watch as the doorway starts to close, you see a figure standing in the doorway, looking straight at you, with anger and fire in his eyes. And it's Viktor, and he's standing in the doorway, like looking straight into your soul, and he doesn't look happy.
Of course he doesn't look happy.
Oh.
I close the gate.
No, the door closes. Like as it was closing, you just saw him looking at you.
Awkward. And I run away from the tree.
Okay.
As I'm going back into town from the tree, do I see any? Well, I wouldn't know where they are by now. Any temples of like gods? Probably Azir.
Yeah, there's a few.
I'm gonna pop in real quick.
Okay. You
You
want to find the Azir one? And that's the cathedral. That's the big
Yeah,
one.
I feel like that would be the best.
Okay.
The best one.
So as you walk in to the cathedral of Azir, and you enter the space immediately, make a Constitution save for me.
Oh. Okay. Uh-oh. I mean, I'm not evil or nothing.
That's true. That's so true.
Wow. Thanks, guys. 22 total. Oh, wait. 23 total.
23 total. So as you walk into the space, immediately your stomach drops. You start to sweat. You start having like horrid memories of the last time you were in this cathedral when you fought Jaren. It's about 65% restored, but very similar to what they were doing with the keep. They were doing in the cathedral as well, but they're starting to move. So you're walking past people that are being relocated out of the cathedral into the crowded keep and the subterranean area as well.
Alright. Do I see any kind of armored clerics? Do I see like holy warriors in here?
Yeah, do a perception check.
16 total perception.
Was it?
16 total?
16 total.
Yes.
So as you look around, you do see several paladin-like figures and some clerics that are wearing armor, walking around.
Thank God. I look at their like waist. Do I see weapons?
Yeah, they're armed.
What do I see? What kind of weapons do I see?
Oh, do an investigation check. They look further into that.
Okay. I don't like that. Okay. So for investigation, it's going to come to 10 total.
10 total?
Yes.
Hang on one second. I might have to. So as you look around, you're kind of being like Boo at the moment. You're being a little awkward. Like you're kind of trying to be casual. You're like great sword, great axe, shield, long sword, and you're just kind of like scoping these warriors out. And a couple of them, one turns around, "Can I help you, sir?" And as he says that, you see that he has a Targe shield, which is a tall, like Romanesque shield on his back. He has a what looks to be on his right hip, a Morning Star, which is a stick with chains and ball and spike. And on the left side, you see a very intricate mace, and this mace is a two-handed mace, and it has like arches that kind of come up and go in, and it's spiked on the other side. His armor is mostly silver with some gold trim, and his cloak is blue. and he doesn't have his helmet on. It's off now, and he's just looking a little perturbed that you're scoping him out.
Apologies. Hello, I'm Jeidobii.
Yes?
I'm one of the light bringers. Are you familiar with us at all?
Good for you. What can I do for you?
Great, wonderful. May I please, it's for the greater good. May I please see your weapons?
Would you like to buy me a drink first before you disarm me?
Sure.
Persuasion check. Well, in that case.
Time for tea.
Stop it.
Jeidobii don't care.
Let's see. That's gonna be a. Where are you? Ooh, I forgot I'm good at that. 27.
27. So he, as he's kind of looking at you like intently, like, what does this guy want? You hear someone in the background say, Siegfried, and he turns around. Ugh. Give him back when you're done. And he pulls out both of his weapons and just kind of thrusts them into your chest. And he turns and he goes away.
Thank you. I still owe you that ale. I got you. So I'm just gonna like turn around and like I'm gonna first hold the Morning Star and like hold it and focus on it. I'm gonna say, Eros, can you? And I'm gonna wait.
You hear Eros in the background. What do you want, Jeidobii?
How does he sound? Does he sound okay? Because he sounds kind of.
Do an insight check.
He sounds kind of irritated for some reason. What do I do?
What don't you do, GW?
Oh, God.
Burn.
25.
25. He seems very weak.
Zelarosian, are you all right? You sound different.
Yes. Victor's life force has been too long in the Fae. It seems to be hurting my ability to function.
Him being in the Fae hurts your abilities.
Yes.
DM, was Victor ever in the Fae? I don't remember him being in the Fae, so I'm a little bit confused. Okay, I guess I'll just figure it out.
Yes, you have no knowledge of Victor being in the Fae.
Eros, what do you mean he's been in the Fae? He's been here the entire time. I don't understand.
I did not say he was in the Fae. He is in the Fae. Currently.
How do you know this?
I don't know.
Oh no. Okay. I'll put it on the scroll of to-do things, okay? Got you. Copy.
Scroll of to-do things.
Yes. Can you do that thing that you do with the weapons that I've held before to this Morning Star?
Sure. Make a wisdom saving throw.
That's different.
Is it? Every time he takes control, you make a wisdom saving throw.
Well, he's never had to take control of me before to do this. Let's see.
You've gone through so much coffee.
Not anymore. 8-bit coffee. It's delicious.
30 total.
30 total. It takes some time, and you watch as the bark on your forearm starts, and the gem starts to glow, and it starts to twist and whine, and poof, you watch as the large two-handed mace appears in your hands. There's no metallic nature to it. It's got crystals on the edge, so the actual blade part of it is like an organic crystal-esque material. It kind of rescinds a little bit into a shorter staff, and then you watch as the ball on the end of the mace forms a little bit more round and then falls loose to where now it's connected by roots. Essentially, it's not necessarily a chain, but it's It's a handle with a dangling ball. There's no other way to say it. I just had to say it.
Gotcha. Okay. And now, lastly, I'm going to hold the great mace, the intricate mace, and ask him to do the same for that.
Well, that's what I did. The first one was the mace. So so he turned into the mace first, which is the two-handed large weapon with the crystal blades, and then it shrunk, and then it fell to the Morning Star. So yes, you have.
Awesome. Oh, great.
Yeah, you have copied both weapons, if that was your intent.
Awesome. I'm gonna pick up the weapons. God, they're heavy. I'm gonna run over to the guy, and I'm gonna give him back his weapons. Thank you. Here you are. And I'm gonna give him 2 gold on me.
Who? The guy that walked away from you?
Yes. I'm gonna run after him, give him his stuff back, and give him 2 gold for an ale.
He just looks at you. He looks at you super offended that you just gave him gold. But
I'll take it. Okay. Never mind. I'll just.
No. You gave it to me. Piss off.
Okay. Oh my God. Jeez. Thank you, or whatever. And I leave. I'm done with him.
Okay, real quick, we are going to go ahead and do a mid-show, or not even a mid-show, but just a giveaway for hitting 76%. Go ahead and hit an exclamation point raffle to enter in the giveaway for the small space elf, little woolly cool creature. Go ahead and click that link down below to see what it looks like. Exclamation point raffle to get that little cute little bastard.
Raffle.
All right, back to Jeidobii.
Can we enter?
Or yeah, have a tavern scene meanwhile.
Sure, you can enter.
So, Cerise, I've had quite a few beverages. I don't say that out loud.
I think I probably have too then.
Cerise, my pretty little angel dove with the wings.
Yes?
What's your deal?
My deal? Is this like a game thing? Like, should I bring out cards and she like pulls out a deck of cards? Is it my deal? Is that what you mean?
Sure, if you want to play cards, we can play cards.
Great. And so she's, what games do you play?
I don't have a lot of time for games. If you want to teach me a game.
I actually haven't had that much time for games either.
Well, let's learn one together then.
Sounds good to me.
I have no ideas. Anyone else?
Well,
Cerise is the one with the cards.
it's true. I do have cards. Well, I have a card game, and I'll explain it to you. Yes, and then we can talk about other things at the same time.
Yeah. What I meant to say.
Roll a performance check, Cerise, and then you can talk.
Sure. That was a natural 20. High stakes.
She explains a pretty intricate card game that you all kind of absorb, and during that time, as she's explaining it, and you start to play, and she's handing out the cards, you all talk about.
Yeah, what I meant about what's your deal is who are you?
Well, I'm Cerise.
You're a bard.
I am a bard. I'm of the RoU part of the Fey region. But it doesn't really exist anymore. It's all been destroyed.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Wait, weren't they just in the Fey?
Yes. We were in a different part of the Fey than my part of the Fey. Not the whole Fey hasn't been destroyed. Where I'm from has been destroyed.
And why's that?
Well, it was a long time ago for me.
And
I was
as you're kind of going through this, Jeidobii enters back through the tavern.
Boo! He gets punished. He doesn't get to hear the backstory.
Sorry,
Well,
go ahead.
my
When you were little.
I was 13, which was like 90 years ago for me, but I think from the like material plane, it was more like 60 years ago here because time is really confusing. But anyway, I grew up on a cherry orchard. We were all farmers. But not like farms here. They're like as much works of art as farms. We would have trees that were tall and they twist together in these intricate patterns, and it was beautiful. We'd have festivals where we could celebrate what the weirdest crops we could make. And one day at the winter festival, when we're supposed to reconnect with our magic with the land, just all of these demons from the Shadow Ward invaded. They killed a lot of people, and they also took a lot of people. I was lucky to survive. So I actually, I think somebody hit me with a spell they meant for a demon, but I got banished into the Fire Ward. And it saved me from being taken. But when I returned, I was almost dead from being burned.
Is there anything left of your orchard?
No. It's the whole... So after that happened, everyone sort of started to get sick if they stuck around. The plants, the people, it all just became... We call it the dead fields now. The people who stayed turned into these shades of themselves and are terrorizing the land. Nothing grows there. We haven't been able to reconnect with the land or save anything. I don't know what happened to all the people they took, if that was part of the curse, or if it was just burning the sacred grove or something else, but there's only hundreds of us left.
Are you in contact with any of your family?
The only grandmother who I have who's still alive, her name is Elka. She wants me to try and... I didn't stay with my people. I followed Facina because I wanted to learn how to fight and stop Viktor. And maybe it would break the curse if we killed him.
Is he responsible for what happened?
He has to be. It happened really shortly before he made his move into the material plane.
I'm sorry. It sounds like the Fire Ward is also not so nice to you as well.
No, I probably landed in a particularly bad part of it, but it's not a place I ever really want to go back to.
It's
But
our
I mean,
journey.
if we have to, I will, because I am up for it.
Are you talking, Jeidobii?
I'm asking.
You're really quiet. That's what I'm asking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm asking, is she lying? Do I believe her?
Are you
She
there?
said-
Did you come back?
From what I heard, I walked back in, but I don't know. Maybe I'm not there?
You can do an insight check. He walked up like as you were talking about you as a young child.
Okay.
So it's gonna be.
Sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, you go.
25 total for insight.
So which part do you want to know if I was lying about?
The part where you say it, but I can go back if you know it's okay or whatever. Like you can go back and you're okay with it. Like I want to know if she's lying right there.
She's trying to convince herself as much as you.
I say nothing.
Okay.
So is it very common where you're from to have wings and play magic or play magical instruments?
Well, flying, yes. We all have wings, but most people have more like druidic type magic. I mean, it's mostly channeled into, farming. I think that might have been what protected me from the illness that befell a lot of people. My connection wasn't as strong with the land as some of the rest of my family.
I see.
More the reason for Victor to die. It's your journey that's going to save a lot of other people in the future from his reign.
Do you happen to know, Cerise, how Victor got to the Fey Ward?
No, I don't. Or do I?
He just kind of showed up. It was a surprise to everybody that he was able to get there.
Yeah, there was never an attack of this magnitude on the Fae. I don't know if Victor was there himself. I mean, it was all just chaos, but...
When I look at Cerise, do I happen to see any long-lasting burn marks by any chance?
That's a Cerise question.
That's something I hadn't thought about.
I would say not visibly, no, then.
Yeah, okay. I don't think so. I was also very young, and I was healed pretty much immediately on return.
Well, I'm glad you ran into us. I'm glad that you're here.
Yeah, me too. Facina was never gonna let me just go. Wait,
but every one of us has faced our own tragedy. I feel like it's part of the destiny that we face. And it's tragic. And people will die and continue to, but it's what you do with the life you have now.
Mm-hmm.
I give Denahi a very confounded and proud look, because that was just so wise what she just said.
High wisdom, low intelligence. Okay, it's a different, he doesn't
say anything out loud. He just like.
Do you ever want to return back to your land, Cerise?
I don't know. I haven't really thought much about what comes after. I mean, I want it to be fixed, but...
Do you think it could be reclaimed?
It's the only thing that's really keeping me going.
We'll make that happen.
We'll help you rebuild that land. I want to try these cherries of yours.
She's cute, guys. I think she just hugs both of you. She's a little drunk. She's like, you guys.
I'm also drunk.
So I do. I'm so drunk, I lost my accent.
Yeah. Guys, I've been waiting for so long to just be able to do something. And you guys are just so accepting, and I just really want to know that I appreciate you.
Oh, Cerise, we appreciate you too.
Pat.
And
I joined the group hug.
Not to make you cry even harder, but I think I just won your game.
Well, fucked, Lola. And I just throw the gems on the table, motherfucker.
And I scoop them up.
You're just really cool. You're just like really cool. You're all really cool. You're all really cool.
Thanks. I think I'm technically cold-blooded now, so,
Denahi, there's one last thing that we need to do, and I need your help with before we can get out of here.
All right, got some energy left. A little lighter. Pockets are lighter because I'm missing some gems from this game. What do you need?
You remember when you told me that you can raise the dead?
Yes. I really want to try that. Are we gonna try that?
I give her a kind of snide, like maybe kind of look. Can you also speak with them as well?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Are you sure? Really look into the powers of your staff.
I know very little about this stuff.
Fair enough.
And you feel a higher power also looking into the powers of the staff.
I'm gonna gently grab Nahi by the wrist and tell everyone, we'll be right back. We have to go raise some dead people. And I'm gonna walk out the door with her.
What?
Okay, bye.
What?
I don't know what just happened.
I follow.
I'll follow too. Well, I'm not gonna stay here by myself.
Yeah, I grabbed
My
Sylvia's
lord.
by the wrist in the same fashion.
So to confirm, you do have speak with the dead.
I do.
Which you don't need to raise the dead. Then you speak with the dead wakes up, and you can speak to them.
Well, shit. Even if they speak like a different language than me, is it all undead language? This is news to me.
Allowing it to answer. Spells.
Oh, I do have it. Shit, 5 charges.
Let's have some fun.
You can ask 5 questions.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So as we're walking, I'm telling her. So I was hoping. You know how I was hoping to kidnap a werewolf, right? Nahi, remember when I said that?
Who? No. What?
Okay. Well, I said that.
I remember that.
I was planning on kidnapping a werewolf, so we could get answers from it. But when we went back to Edak, we didn't see any because they were all with Viktor here running a rampage. So I'm thinking that maybe, and I'm just like rambling off as we're walking, just going. I'm thinking that maybe if we can find some of the slaughtered bodies that are left behind, that maybe we can find a slaughtered body of a werewolf and have it answer some questions for us. And I think you're the perfect one to do it.
We can give it a try.
I know you want to, right?
I really do. Yes.
I'm gonna walk up to the first soldier person I see, because I know they're like all over the place, just like trying to organize everything.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes. What can I do for you?
Where are you putting all of the slaughtered bodies of the enemies that fell here?
You mean like the demons and undead?
Yes, especially the werewolves. The wolf people?
Oh, the wolf people specifically. I believe the clerics over there by the temple are burning them as we speak.
Thank you, bye! Hurry up! I'm gonna run over to where they're about to burn the bodies.
I'm running as well.
Clerics.
Jeidobii!
Well,
Jeidobii!
that was strange.
What is your plan? What are you doing?
We need Nahi to ask the dead werewolf some questions. We need answers.
I'm sorry. How many times has this gone well for us in the past?
We've never tried before. This will be the first time.
I'm sorry, talking to things that are related to Viktor in any way.
Technically, you haven't tried to talk to anything about Viktor, but yeah.
You know what I mean?
What do you suggest we do, Tallulah?
Perception check, Jeidobii.
And I am waiting for an answer from Tallulah.
I don't know. I think we should think about things.
It's going to be a 14 total.
14 total. As you're having this conversation, you're kind of slowing down to the left side of the cathedral, where the bodies were burnt the last time that you pulled all those evil things out of the cathedral. You do see that very familiar cleric and some of his other soldiers are. There's a pile of bodies that is currently on fire.
I'm running up. How far along are these burning bodies?
Some are further than others.
I instantly end the pyre. Sorry. I'm sorry.
What do you want again?
I just need one of them. I just need one. I'm gonna walk
over. This guy is
over.
the bane of my existence. What do you
I
want?
know. I gave you 2 gold. I'm looking for like burning wolf people, like charred wolf people, or maybe I'm looking for also naked people because I know like when they die they can sometimes turn back into what they were before.
Jeidobii!
What are you doing?
I'm looking for a werewolf. We need one.
They're all werewolves.
All of them.
Perfect. I grab one by the arm and I just like kind of like yank it away from the pyre.
The arm
from the ended pyre.
Can I burn the rest now?
One moment, please. I'm gonna look at Denahi. All right. Before you
If
do
one
this,
of these bite me, I'm going to eat your face.
Shut up, paladin. Cleric.
I will allow it.
All right, Denahi. How many questions are you allowed to ask?
I've never spoke with the dead before. I'm just gonna ask a question, see how many of these wake up.
5.
Sound like a plan. She
Okay.
doesn't know that, does she?
Okay.
I
Yeah,
would-
but is the first thing the dead person say is like,
Let's be very specific.
fucking fire!
What
So
we ask.
you're attuned to the weapon, so you would know the capabilities of the spell. Yeah, so you can ask him 5 questions.
I can ask 5 questions.
All right, everyone. Is Torque here? Is Torque with us, Eric?
Well, sure.
Well, did
Okay.
Cerise,
She all did a mad dash.
Cerise, did you follow too?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Tallulah said she dragged me with her.
So as Torque missed the burning and the not burning and the yelling,
Okay.
he's just kind of walking up with a tankard like. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, everyone. Firstly, we definitely need to ask this werewolf where the crap. What's the name of it? Verdant Plateau. We need to ask where the Verdant Plateau is. We need to ask.
Is that
How
not
to
a
get
shadow
there?
word? Have we not established
It's
I don't think that's true.
that? I don't
In
know.
the-
I don't know things.
the Verdant Plateau is where the home, the portal is. The portal to Victor's home, to his front door. It's in Verdant Plateau. But the island moves, so we have no idea where it is.
Should we also ask them if maybe these werewolves can be persuaded to work on our side instead? Betray him.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so we have 3. We have 3 questions. We have 2 more. What should we ask?
We'll figure it out when he's awake.
Okay.
And I reach back and I pull the staff out, and it kind of, yeah, it's like an acidic, liquidy kind of black substance, and it makes it a little bit longer into a large staff.
Okay.
And I like just stick it into the ground, and then waves of like purplish blue energy kind of start to form around the staff and into the ground.
Okay.
And you see the body start to kind of vibrate. And I'm gonna cast Speak with the Dead.
Okay. And as you do that, you watch as the body of this humanoid creature starts to kind of glow with that very faint purple glow. Immediately, it jolts forward, kind of sitting up, and you watch as his head and kind of part of his shoulders turns to black hair, and his head reforms into a wolf's head. And he kind of takes a bite, and you hear this gasp come out of his mouth. Immediately, the cleric, and he kind of freaks out and stands back. And he's just kind of now he's kind of partially human, partially wolf. Is just kind of sitting up, kind of hunched over and breathing.
Go for it, Jai. Go for it.
What am I asking again?
1, where is the Verdant Plateau?
Where is the Verdant Plateau?
It moves north of Pri.
Can I hear him, or can
Yeah,
only Denahi hear him? Okay, cool.
he's speaking common.
Hmm.
North of Pri. I ask him, how fast does the island move? I suppose.
How fast does the island move? Non-specific.
Okay, well, at least we're getting something. ask the question about if the werewolves can help us, if they want to help us, because they don't. I don't know.
Do you wolves want to be in league with Victor?
No.
Would you betray him?
Find Warwick.
Wait. We have one last one. What else? What else do we need?
I have a question for the DM.
Yes.
Were werewolves part of the attack on the Fae?
No.
Or my home? Okay.
Can you roll a history check for me?
Yeah.
Ooh, she might have a question.
Well, that was, it's a 14.
14.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your memory of the Fae, it was definitely much more like shadow demons and Victor's kind of aberration and creations that were with the attack on the Fae. It was much more shadow-esque creatures, because like the werewolves are very material plane, verdant plateau, and here it was essentially because the shadow ward and the Fae ward are mirrors of each other. They're not mirrors of Ukodor, but they are mirrors of one another. So there are direct portals back and forth. But under your understanding that Victor didn't have the energy or ability to cross that path. But apparently they found a way.
Yeah. Okay.
I have one last question. Can you ask him where is Warwick? Was it Warwick? I'm sorry.
Warwick.
Warwick.
Like in WoW?
Can you ask him
England.
where is Warwick?
Where is Warwick?
Leading Victor's army. And as he finishes that last excuse me. As he finishes that last breath, he exhales, and as his body starts to kind of reform back to his human self, tell him Jacob's sorry, and he just falls down and is no longer moving.
Sorry.
Are you curious what he's sorry about? We should have asked him to. I can wake him up again.
I feel like maybe we should let him rest now. I'm thoroughly surprised that worked. I grabbed Anahi by...
Can I burn them now? Please?
Oh yeah, sure, go for it, yeah. I can start out. I grabbed Anahi by the shoulders. I'm just gonna look at her and say, "You're amazing."
I know this.
All right, I know this the entire time the elementals have been following me, so I'm just gonna look at them all. I'm gonna say, "Your new job is to protect my son and Giselle. That is your purpose."
They turn and they start going towards the keep.
I'm ready. Are we ready? I'm ready. Everything's done.
Been ready.
Are we? So we're gonna go to the Earth Ward, and then we're gonna like really rest this time. That's the plan?
That's the plan. That's the plan.
Where you guys going? I've been looking for you guys everywhere. You were here and you were there. You left me on the Sirgan Gorge. I had to fight my way out of there. What the hell's going on, Jeidobii?
I'm so sorry. I'm gonna try to hug her. I am so sorry. So much has happened. We can't talk right now, but I'll reach you in like 5 minutes or so, okay? Like 5 minutes.
No,
and I'm gonna
talk right now. Let's go. I want to go with you right now.
You want to go with us?
Yes, I need to. Let's go on the ship real quick, and then we can talk.
Go on the ship.
Yes. Rydell wants to talk to you. Everybody's pissed off.
Great. Everyone's always pissed off. All right. I'm gonna start following her to the ship.
Okay, so
we
Trixie
can leave.
Trixie leaves and like leads you towards where the ship is. You climb aboard the ship, and as you get on the ship, the crew that you had left, Remus is there. He looks a little worse for wear. Rydell is there, and actually like He's got like this burnt scar on the right side of his face. Looks to be like permanent. Sir?
Right, Dale does?
Yeah. I'm glad you're alive, sir.
I'm glad you're alive. What? I kind of gestures towards his face. What happened?
Well, we sat there at Sirgan Gorge waiting for you, and Viktor and his hordes came in full force, and we fought them off, and we fought our way out of there, and we got back here, only to see that the fuckers were coming here too. So it's been a rough few weeks.
Well, if it makes you feel better,
I'm so sorry
she's
that
dead.
happened. We had no idea that he would be going there like that. I'm glad that you all got out of the place safe.
Yes, it's fine. Once we kill Viktor and his sister, we'll be rid of this mess.
Actually, Rosalind has perished, and I look at Tallulah.
Is that what Torque just said? Was that true?
Yeah.
Blessed be the gods. He kind of sits back, looks a little bit more confident, grabs an ale and just starts chugging.
However, Victor is extremely pissed. So what I didn't tell you all is that I had to open a tree to get my 3 elementals, because they remember how they got left behind. As the tree was closing, Victor was in the doorway staring and glaring at me, and he seemed extremely pissed off. And also, he might be in the Fey Ward. There's so much, but I don't want to say here. I want to go to the
He's
Earth
in
Ward.
the Fey Ward. Since when?
Well, I don't know if he's there right now. It's a conversation that we're going to have. And do I see anyone else on the boat besides...
Yeah, there's other crew and everything else, but they've kind of gone to either like the helm, so you're by yourself in like the main body of the ship. Yeah, Trixie's up there talking with Remus.
I don't have anything to say to you, Jeidobii. Not now.
I have some things to
Not
say
for
to
a
you.
very long time.
Why are you mad at me now? she stays silent.
So we'll also say for the purpose of this, just so I can get the timing down, you went to the cleric, did the weapon thing, you went back to the tavern, finished the conversation, went back to the clerics, did the body thing. We'll call it 6 p.m. at the moment.
Okay. Did I walk up to Remus? Did anyone need to say anything before we headed out? It seems that we have to go to the Earth Ward for now, just to buy us more time.
My blades are ready. Just let me know. Fuck those bastards up.
I can't take that many people with me, actually.
No, just when you're back or whatever. Yeah, let us know what we can do.
All right, definitely. And thank you so much for keeping everyone safe.
And he steps back to give you guys your space on the deck of the ship.
Okay, I'm gonna hold my hands out for everyone.
Okay.
All right, get ready to go.
Okay.
And I forgot to say bye to Ika, but I'll do it later through message. And I'm gonna start to chant.
Okay.
And before the last bit of the spell is done, I'll look back at everyone. I'll say, "We'll see you soon. We'll be back as soon as we can."
Okay. And as the spell starts to take form, you see Grek kind of climbing on the ship and looking at you with a little sad puppy eyes.
Greg!
And as the spell completes, you see the large Rosari crystals on the deck of the ship start to glow and emanate really, really brightly. Where are you trying to go to, Earthward? Where?
I'm trying to go probably to the gates, like in the front of the Earth Ward city.
So immediately, all of you feel that jolt as you're plane shifting from the material plane to the Earth Ward, and as poof, you arrive and you open your eyes, you're in the Earth Ward, but still on the deck of the ship.
That's fun.
You brought the whole ship?
Remus looks. You said you're gonna be right back. And the glow of the Rosari crystal starts to the hum of the crystal starts to descend and go back to their glow.
Do I understand what's happening with this?
You can do an Arcana check if you want, or a history check.
Well, I would definitely pick history.
The
17?
crystals enhanced your abilities?
I mean, you're very familiar with Rosari crystals. You know that the reason why the ship can fly, it's the only airship that is in existence, is because of the Rosari crystals. Rosari crystals are like the source of magic on Ukodor, and it's been tested to some extent that using spells when near Rosari crystals or while wielding Rosari crystals magnifies your abilities, which is kind of what the power gems are made of, are some sort of Rosari crystal essence. Yeah, something with the makeup of the ship, because it has Rosari crystals all throughout it, and Jeidobii casting the spell on the deck of the ship, plane shifted everybody who's in the ship and the ship to where you are right now.
Shit.
Well,
Tanahi, wait. Those crystals. They amplify magic. We learned that in the air ward. I didn't think it could do this.
comes in handy, doesn't it?
I wonder. Tanahi, stand by a crystal and do a firebolt. Just
Is there one nearby?
There's a big
This
crystal.
seems dangerous.
There's a big
Well,
crystal.
I mean, don't. Go ahead.
There's a big crystal like on the main deck. It's.
Wait. I have a better idea. What if I cast a healing spell really hard next to a crystal?
Okay.
I take that. I still
Since
can't
you're all-
feel my leg.
Okay, I cast... Do I have a spell slot for this? Check. Yeah. Okay, I'll just, yeah, Mass Cure Wounds. That's the one I want. Yes. Okay, yes, I just cast Mass Cure Wounds.
Okay.
And, like, I put my hand on one of the crystals while I cast it. For anyone who's standing within 30 feet of me.
What's the healing for that?
So that one is, 3d8 plus 5.
So go ahead and roll it.
Mm-hmm. 6 plus 1 plus 6, 18.
18.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone gets healed for 28 hit points, but please make a Wisdom, Constitution save. Yes.
Oh.
Cerise.
I'm gonna use one of those inspiration dice someone gave me another time.
Yeah.
20.
Do it.
That's a plus.
Is she just doing it, or are we all rolling it?
No, just her.
Okay.
She touched the crystal.
Well, it's 12 total.
12. You're thrown back about 10 feet and immediately are brought down to 0 hit points.
Oh! Well, that sucks since I was at full HP. That's fun. That's fun.
I run over and spare the dying.
Okay. So immediately Tallulah runs over, does spare the dying. You're brought back up to 1 hit point, and you see some of the shapes of the crystals like implanted into your hands.
I run over and I kind of grasp the back of her hand and I'll cast Cure Wounds on her. Are you alright? Whoa!
What was
I
that?
don't feel very good.
What's the cure wounds that you just did, Jeidobii?
The Cure Wounds,
Mhm.
it's a first level
Just
spell.
what is it?
What is it? It's a healing spell.
How much healing?
Oh, I
is
was about to
there?
roll it before you kept asking me questions. Oh god. So she gets healed for 7.
17. You get healed for 17.
Cool. I feel bad.
Let's not do that again.
That was reckless. That was reckless. But I don't want to know what would have happened if you cast the fireball.
Jeidobii and Cerise, you get a D6 inspiration from Rin. Thank you, Rin.
Thank you.
So you have now just appeared, floating airship in the Earth Ward. Toro walks up in his elemental form, super pissed off, and looks at you, Jeidobii, and the rest of you. And that's what we're going to call our break for right now. So, let's get this ready. Give away our normal mid-show giveaway. Video
Plane
game.
ship. I loved it. That was too funny.
Exclamation point raffle to enter in the giveaway. I think it started. Yeah, it started. Cool. So this Mitchell giveaway is brought to you by Roll20. Take your game online with Roll20, the virtual tabletop that runs straight out of your web browser. Everything you need to play with your friends is ready at the click of a mouse, from click-to-roll character sheets to built-in video and voice chat. You can even upload your own maps and tokens. Get all that and more with your free basic account, and click the link down below and tell them Ukodor sent you. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes, y'all.
See you soon.
and welcome back. As you can see, Tallulah's throat has been really bugging her, so she's taken the rest of the episode off, and she will be missed. But the rest of the party has shifted an entire airship to the Earth Ward. Your old friend Toro is standing there judging. What would you like to do?
All right. This is unexpected.
So where are we taking our long rest now that I feel very, very woozy?
I could
Also
use
my
one.
hand.
Jeidobii, what
We
did
can
you,
go
what
to
did
the
you
tavern.
do? Jeidobii!
I didn't think that this was going to happen. I plane shifted us. I didn't think you guys were going to come along. I have never done this many at one time before. You know what I
Welcome
mean?
to the Earth
Pretty
Ward.
incredible.
As she's sitting here and she just starts to ramble, and she's just like a little confused and like going through all the science and math of it and trying to figure out how the hell that happened. You see, like from around the corner where she is, you just watch Styx just come over to where the banister and just goes bleh, and just yaks. What the fuck, Jeidobii? He just
Nice
lays
one.
down and he's going to sleep. He just literally just goes to sleep.
I feel
Okay.
that pain.
Wow. Yeah, as they said, welcome to the Earth Ward if you haven't been here before.
Okay.
You'll like
I
it. They have a tavern here too.
Yes. Let's go into town and we can slow down here since time is very different and we can have more of a discussion of what to do next. I start kind of getting off the boat and you already said that Toro, the druid guard, had already like kind of come over, right?
Yeah, he came over in his form because you're on this airship that's off the ground, and he's still taller than where you are because he's in his earth elemental form, but he starts to shrink down to his druid form. Jeidobii, what the fuck?
It's good to see you too, Toro. We have guests. I didn't expect to have this many guests, but the more the merrier, yes?
Where did you come from?
We came from the material plane and we are exhausted. Can we rest here?
Yes, of course. You plane shifted a boat?
Yeah. Can you believe it?
No, I don't. If I didn't see it, I wouldn't believe it at all.
It turns out that the Rosari crystals on that boat amplifies everything, and so it amplified my plane shifting abilities. So
Well,
here we are.
make sure to check in with Satina.
Of course. And I'm gonna.
Oh, that's where Greg went. And he turns.
I'm gonna grab Grick and I'm gonna walk into town.
Okay.
Oh, as I'm walking, I'm gonna make sure that I'm by Celeste. I know she's feeling kind of wonky.
Cerise.
Cerise,
It's French.
I am shit. I'm sorry. Cerise, have you been here before? I know you're familiar with other wolves, but how about this one?
Yeah, I've been here before. I mean, not here, in this specific spot, but I've been places. Also, I've been to the Verdant Plateau.
What?
So you were asking questions about that, but I didn't want to interrupt, but, so it was a long time ago, though. I was, like, 10? We just, like, we hung out there sometimes.
Jeidobii is completely stunned. He's just holding Grick and just staring at her, unmoving, like, you hung out there sometimes.
Yeah, there's a rift that goes to the Shadow Ward, and
Yes, I'm trying to find it. Yes.
so, but there's also, there's a way from the Fae, but it's sort of cut off in the Dead Fields now. The DM can tell me I'm wrong.
Say that one more time.
There used to be a rift from the Fae in the Dead Wards into the Verdant Plateau too, but It's
not
really
quite
so
that.
far. No.
Not quite that connected. I mean, there's your family would travel for research and for some trade with the remaining civilization that used to be there, at least a while ago, before Victor's final return. Um, but you do have some basic understanding and knowledge and history of the Verdant Plateau, and you have been on the plateau, and you know that the tear on the backside in the mountains of the plateau does lead to Victor's castle
Okay.
in the Shadow Ward. But
Yeah.
essentially, you just traveled either via Facina's planar Earth Mother Gate, or you just did plane shift in the past.
Okay.
With other people did the plane shifting.
Got it. Yeah, that.
Oh yeah. That's a conversation. That's a conversation.
That's a conversation.
and I start walking towards the tavern. The
Okay.
tavern inn.
Sure. So you take some time and you head towards the dusty tankard, and the Oma, the human with dark hair, greets you again. Oh, it's been some time, Jeidobii. Welcome back. You brought your friends as well. Ale? Food?
Yes, please.
Lodging? The wooks?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Yes, we'll take care of you. No problem.
Thank you so much.
A few minutes go by. She comes back with some ale, some wine, some water, some bread, food, muffins, meats.
Cerise.
Rolls, look, Denahi.
Cerise, so you used to hang out there, and there's a rift, and the rift is now in the dead fields. DM.
So no, the rift. I think he was saying no to the rift, but we used to be able to plane shift there. There are people who live there, and we traded with them sometimes. I mean, I was a kid, so I just hung out.
Heaven's Crossing is the name of the city on the Verdant Plateau.
Okay. Yeah, it was called Heaven's Crossing. Mm-hmm.
Okay. DM.
Yep.
The Verdant Plateau, the city on that moving island, that was like the birthing place of werewolves and like vampires.
So yeah,
it's been taken over by Victor for a very long time. Yes.
Sounds sticky.
Kind of, yes. So just to kind of give you a refresh on the history, because it's been a long time. We had that long gap too. The Verdant Plateau is the actual island. It's a triangle-shaped island with rivers and mountains and forests and everything. It has one main city, which is Heaven's Crossing, which you just mentioned, which is new information to you. You knew that Victor lived on the island as a normal human long time ago, and there was civilization and cities and everything else, and they were kind of the major magic users of ancient Ukodor, even before the origin show, for God's sake. Like, this is way back there. When Jocelyn the White, who became Riha, goddess of darkness, when she came down from the ethereal plane, when she was kind of banished from being an angel.
Yeah, thousands of years ago, yeah.
Yeah, she landed on the Verdant Plateau. And there is when she started meddling with darker magics. There's when she accidentally created the vampiric curse, which Victor was the first of that. And that was kind of the beginning of... So her and Victor and Rosalind lived their first life, essentially, on the Verdant Plateau. But because of all the dark dealings and everything they were doing... the people of Heaven's Crossing and the I forgot the name. The Guardians of Light.
Alliance of Light.
Alliance of Light. Thank you. The Alliance of Light came from the rest of the material plane, the other major cities of ancient Ukodor. Went to the Verdant Plateau with the people of the Heaven's Crossing and banished Riha from the material plane, where later she became the actual goddess of darkness. Before they did that, that's when she started creating the megachromatic dragons, where Granasso was created and so on. After she left, Victor was pissed, so Victor started just consuming more and more people, creating them into vampires, and somehow accidentally, like the actual civilization of the people in the Verdant Plateau in Heaven's Crossing could not be turned into vampires, but they became creatures of the night, werewolves, and he created them to be his pet, essentially to do his bidding, and they've been doing that for a really long time.
And this was like thousands of years ago. Yes.
Yes, thousands and thousands of years ago. There was, dragon wars, which most of you would know about, I believe, that happened, 1,000 years after that. And then, so essentially, this happened about 1,500 years before origins of Ukodor.
Cool.
So yeah,
Okay,
it's a long
like
time ago.
we were trading with with people like where. So we were like avoiding or interacting with werewolves. When we were trading with that city, or is that city?
So Jeidobii is having all of this rambling in his head the second that Cerise said the whole "we used to hang there, we used to barter" or whatever. And I'm gonna look at her. Cerise, forgive me, please forgive me, but I must ask you, how old are you?
Oh, I'm only like 103. I'm barely an adult.
How could you have been there 100 years ago, or a little under than that, and been bartering with these people? From what I understand, thousands of years ago, this whole city was taken over by vampires and werewolves. It was the birthing grounds. But that was thousands and thousands of years ago. I don't understand.
I mean, not everyone there is a werewolf. There are other people who, make their life. It's just a little bit more dangerous. And there's just parts of it that are not overrun by werewolves and vampires.
Is there some kind of protection that keeps them out?
Well, I mean, Viktor was in the Shadow Ward, so he had less influence over them. The werewolves they don't have a lot of power when he's gone, so they all retreated.
I see.
I imagine it's probably overrun right now.
For a second, I thought you were older than me.
Oh, how old are you?
I'm about 148.
And I mean,
So
daytime is weird. So, like...
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, in theory, you do age slower in the phase, so you kind of are older than 103. But, yeah, that's perfect.
Or, I mean, the way the timelines were like, have lined up. Like, I was 13 when the material ward... Like, 90 years for me was, like, 60 years ago in the material plane. So...
It's too late, and I'm out of coffee, so...
Wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey.
Since we are on this fun subject of age, I'm going to look to Torque and Denahi. I've always known that you two were the youngest of the group. But I'm curious, how, if I may ask, how old are you two?
You may not ask.
Fair. Torque?
We always think of you as the young one.
You are
I
for an
know.
elf.
For an elf, I am. A half elf, half Serendorn. It's an interesting mix. But okay, Fallen is all of our elders. He was like
Yes.
400.
I miss him.
Me too.
All right. Well, this is good information. Also, since we're sharing, I was talking to Zelarosian, and I turned to Cerise, and I show her my gauntlet made of intertwining white bark.
Mm-hmm.
Zelarosian is the spirit of my grandfather who resides in my bracelet.
When you hear the name Zelarosian, like, that does ring a bell. He's was one of the elder druids that died 600 years ago. I can't remember.
Part of the former alliance of Light.
Yeah.
It's anytime you see me using the white bark, it's normally him helping.
So wait, I mean, You did say Zelarosian was you were naming him for your grandfather, but I didn't. This is the Zelarosian, like the hero.
Well, well, he was in that really big fight, so I guess yes. Yeah. That's my grandpa. That's my granddad.
And your baby. Jeidobii.
Oh my god. Someone
Talk. I need you to share that ale talk. And I take one of his cups because I know he has multiple. Yes, he's my grandfather, and his soul resides within this bracelet. But that brings me to my next point of interest. He's somehow weaker right now. He says that it had to do with something with Viktor's connection to the Fey Ward. I didn't completely understand it.
I wonder if that's what. I mean, that sounds like it could be connected to what happened to my people. I've always wondered if he's trying to siphon our power away, and that's why the connection to our magic got poisoned, or if his presence is there, that would poison the Fae. Wait,
he is harvesting druids. That probably has a lot to do with it too.
Harvester of druids.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Miss Cerise, you were saying?
I mean, he poisoned an entire peninsula. I don't know how familiar you are with Fae geography, but it's. I mean, I don't know why you would be. It would be pretty weird if you were, probably.
Actually, I know every area in the Fae now because of Messina. So I'm familiar with every area in the Fae, and I also know every area Shadow Ward as well.
Well, then you know how huge the dead fields are. If somehow its destruction is tied to Viktor's essence, then I mean, that would definitely be affecting someone who draws their power. I feel like we should. Fassina gave you that ring, right? Where you can like call her once a week.
Once a week. The second before she even says that sentence, like Fassina gave you a ring, I've been messing with it as we've been like kind of talking. Yes, I think I need to give her a call.
Okay, like God, maybe don't.
Are you in trouble? If she finds out that you're with us, is she gonna snag you?
I don't know what she'll do. I didn't.
We'll happily lie for you.
She may have expressly forbidden me to be here, and also may have stolen some of the things that I have.
Oh.
But don't worry.
I like this one.
What did you, out of curiosity, I'm not gonna judge or anything. What did you take?
She like swivels her invisibility ring, and then she like pulls out this rapier. It's like this is like, and then like,
everything.
And this amulet, the spell store. It's
The only thing on her person that is hers is her clothes and her bag of holding. That's it.
So basically, Lizzie, what you're saying is Cerise is like the Elven Wonder Woman. She just took everything and left with like all the legendary powers. Gotcha.
That's kind of true.
Shit to do, worlds to save, you know.
Wow. I promise I won't say a thing. I won't say a thing. What if she's worried about you, though?
Oh, I know. I kind of want to talk to her, and maybe don't say where we are. I don't know. If it comes up, you can say I'm okay.
If it comes up, I'll say you're okay, but I won't bring it up.
Okay.
Okay. So why not? Let's just do it here.
I listen intently.
I'm still kind of like twisting the ring around, and I know like on my finger it's like green, and I'm just concentrating on trying to reach Fassina.
Okay.
I can only say 25 words. Fassina, Are you all right? I have been given word that Victor may be.
I'll let you finish
What?
it. No. I forgot that we were having the conversation about we didn't pick either or, so
Okay, we'll go with it for now.
you can use it 3 times a day, or excuse me, 2 times a day as an ongoing conversation. So you kind of open up a 2-way channel, and you can have a conversation twice a day.
Oh, well, I'll just put my digits down, my little piggies. I've gotten word that Victor may be afoot in the Fey Ward. Are you all right?
There's a pause, quite a pause, and you kind of hear a grunt,
Oh no.
and then you hear her voice. Jeidobii, is that you? And then you're hearing so what happens is the gem starts to glow, and it starts to kind of pulsate.
On my ring? What gem?
On your ring. Yeah, the gem on the ring.
Okay.
It starts to pulsate and glow. And in a 30-foot radius, everybody in that space can hear what she says. So it's like a
conference call.
It's like a conference call.
Okay. Conference message.
So you hear her in kind of a dire.
I call this the ring of conference.
Kind of a dire situation. You're hearing people screaming and yelling in the background. You're hearing explosions and zaps of like lightning blasts and everything else.
No.
What's going on, Jeidobii?
We're in the Earth Ward. What's happening there? Are you being attacked? Is Victor there with you? What's going on?
Yes, he is. His curse has spread past the dead fields. We're in the jungle of Dirta. It's currently in fire. What do you want?
I was just checking on you because Be safe. Be safe.
Speak, boy. Speak.
Does it sound like she's running because she's out of breath?
It sounds like she's casting spells currently. And she's speaking to people. Like you hear her voice kind of muffled down, and she's looks like she's talking to other people. And they're kind of just getting people. The people are moving. Is what it is.
If other people say things, will she be able to hear?
Okay, look, I don't want to take too much of your time. I want you to get to somewhere safe. I don't know if this is a completely bad time to do this, but I have an armor set that we found in the Gith Tower that I need to ask you about, but I don't know if now is a good time.
Jeidobii, I don't know anything about armor. Question is,
it's silver and bronze, and it has. It looks like there's an A on it with a fish hook in the middle, and it's magical.
It doesn't ring any bells, Jeidobii. Question.
Okay.
Are you being followed by anyone by chance?
Followed? I don't believe I am. What do you mean?
Someone from our court has gone missing. I was wondering if she was with you.
I'm so sorry, look, but I'm doing really great. It's okay.
Cerise, are you there?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Are you safe?
Yes, we killed Rosalind. I helped.
Oh, well that explains things. Victor's pissed. Good job. Shit. Glad you're okay. Phew. That's good. It's good you're there. We weren't sure where you were. We thought you were traveling to the dead fields to look for your grandmother again or something. I'm not quite sure. It's actually why we came here. Good thing though. When we came out here looking for you, we found Victor and his undead behemoths out here.
Wait, is Victor there? But we saw him in the material plane.
He's here now.
How long has he been? That's a dumb question because time is weird over there. Never mind.
He kind of just arrived, but what's going on? So you killed Rosalind. That's good news.
Yes.
All right.
We're in talks of our next move, but I think we may be going to the water ward next to try to get the gem to help fight this.
And you are a persistent druid. Very proud of you. Yes. Yeah, if you have the ability to head to the water ward and potentially the fire ward, those are the last two, at least in this part of your quest, to help you when Victor comes back. The ritual is almost complete. He has to complete it by the eve of the new moon.
Ritual? What ritual?
He's trying to bring Riha back.
Right.
And he's
But
coming.
he can't do that without the last beacon. He still
Correct.
needs one more beacon.
Which is Tydean, I presume.
Yes. Yes.
Christina, are the people okay?
Some are, yes. He's trying to get more druids and more fae folk to harvest to create more army for him. Apparently, he lost a lot of soldiers recently.
All right, I'll leave you to it. Please give us word when you're safe and out of danger, okay?
Sure. Well, do you have a plan, Jeidobii?
Besides going to the water ward, no, not really. But Cerise has been there, and she can probably help guide us. So that's our movement.
Hasn't she? Yes. Make sure you're ready for some deep sea adventures for sure. It's challenging.
Understood. Thank you so much. Please be safe. Please be safe.
Yes.
Yes.
I will.
Stay safe. I love you.
And as she says that, I release the spell.
Okay.
Whoa. So much for not telling her.
Like, I feel so bad. She's in danger, and she thought it was me.
I pat Cerise on the head. There.
However, I don't know if it was clear or not, but she did say that they were searching for you in the dead fields, where they saw Viktor and his army there. So had she not done that, Viktor would have been much closer to the city. So.
But how could I thought he couldn't leave the material plane.
You know what? I don't know.
Is there any? Is there any precedent for this that I know of?
I mean, you know that the two wards are connected. So it's very dark crystal where each creature there's balance. But yeah, he's never stepped foot in the Fey ward before. So that's
at least anyone's knowledge.
I mean, even Facina was concerned. So there's concern there.
While Cerise is kind of mulling this over in her head, I'm going to druid craft and manipulate liquid like water, and I'm gonna take all of the ale out of Torque's cup and put it into mine because I'm stressed out.
What do you think you're doing?
Sorry, I'm kind of stressed a little bit right now. I gotta think.
Well, I guess I need some more ale for you then, sir, right?
Yes, please.
I was talking to the big one.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Okay, alright. Well, Cerise, I have to call other people, but I have time to do that. I have plenty of time. Where do you think we should go in the Water Ward? Where should we? Do you know where the gates is? Maybe we don't have to bamf there. Maybe we can. But then again, if we bamf there, then I could take the ship because we already know that works. I'm just kind of muttering out loud now.
Mm-hmm. I have a feeling any answers will come out in a very deep, different voice than normal.
Oh god, here we go again. So you've been to Sidor. So Sidor is the city in the Water Ward. You've been there before. You don't know how to get to the gate or the entrance. You know it is a whirlpool. You know it's in the Undying Abyss, which is the ocean that is east of Hylac and south of Pri. But you don't know where it is because you've never gone through the actual entrance. You just know that the city is kind of you can breathe oxygen and air inside the city. There's like a bubble that engulfs it. So you've only traveled there via the plane gate from the Fey Ward.
Okay. And I tell you this.
All right. Okay. Good to know. Denahi, what do you have?
I'm too tired to think. We should rest.
We really should.
Yeah.
We should. Okay.
Tallulah, as you all are starting to kind of spin your tails, Tallulah's already gotten up and goes to her room for the evening.
No wonder she was so quiet. All right, we're gonna go to our I'm gonna go to my room and I'm probably gonna do something.
Okay.
Oh, I will also expend some spell slots into my spell storing amulet.
Okay.
That sounds cool.
Yes.
Before I do anything, does anyone else want to do anything before they bed down?
I'm going to bed. Peace.
All right. I am going to twist the ring on my finger again.
Okay.
And really concentrate. And I am going to contact. Which one? I'm going to contact Laro from Zygate.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna think about it.
Okay.
Think about him. Hello, Laro.
Who the fuck is this?
This is Jeidobii. You remember the monk, the druid from months ago?
No.
We got our ship kind of got crashed on the shores of Hylac, and then we had to like rush to you, and we were being chased by an army of orcs, and we had to like run through the gate, and then we were healing. Do you remember Denahi? She was the tiefling, purple tiefling.
Yes. Were you with the blue fellow that was very awkward?
I was, yes.
Oh, he healed me. Yes.
Yes.
What do you want?
I'm calling to see if you guys are all right. A lot has been happening in Syros, which you are a part of Syros, and I just want to see if you guys are safe down there.
Yes, we've heard of all the ruckus up in the north, but nothing's come to the south. Thank the
Could
gods.
you describe the ruckus?
Lots of booms and bangs and beacons and vampires and death.
All right. I just wanted to give you a word of warning and to make sure that you guys are all right down there because you are in the vicinity of the bad guy. So I just want to make sure you're all right.
Yes, we're okay.
All right.
Thank you for checking.
Of course. Please don't make this awkward. I care about you guys. Please don't make this weird.
So just so I'm clear, someone who I haven't seen in months calls me in my brain and tells me that he cares for me, and I'm not supposed to make this awkward.
As a friend kind of way, not like a. You know what, Laro? I'm sorry. You go about your day. Glad that you guys are all right. Stay safe, all right? Bye, Laro. Click.
Can you actually make a click noise, or?
Yes. Click.
Who dis? Wrong number.
Wrong message. Sorry.
You're just making the sound effect yourself.
All right. And after that non-awkwardness, I'm gonna pass out.
Anyone else doing anything else?
Okay. Actually, I'm gonna cast contingency.
Ooh, I don't know what that is, but it sounds cool.
Basically, I can perform. It's like a 10-minute spell.
So you can sort of plague.
Yes, that's possibly a use. But basically, I can have a spell, but only on myself. So you have like to have this like ridiculous statue of yourself that's like encrusted with 1,500 GP worth of gems, and then you can use a 6th level spell slot to cast a contingency spell. So like you set up like if I hit like I don't know like 10 hit points or less, then cast regenerate on myself, which is basically what I'm going to do.
Nice. Ooh, nice.
Yes. Since I don't have that many hit points.
Okay. So everyone go ahead and give yourselves the effects of a long rest. Jeidobii, please make a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage, please.
Wisdom saving throw. Here we. Am I sleeping? Is this while I'm sleeping?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so I can't add my guidance. All right, here we go. Christmas colors, green and red.
The holiday episode of the Realms.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. Wisdom save. That's going to be a plus what? There we go. 21.
21. As you fall asleep, you're asleep for maybe a few hours. The wind in this ward kind of, again, like the light doesn't really ever get super dark, but it does get dark. The like the shutter on your window starts to kind of clank a little bit. You're not woken up completely, but there's a slam with one of the shutters, almost like something comes into your room. You jolt awake, sitting up and looking in the room, and there's nothing there, but you hear a voice in your head. I will find you, Jeidobii. I will kill you for taking my sister away from me. Everyone you've cared about will die, Jeidobii. Do you hear me?
I hear you, and we're not afraid of you. We're not afraid. We're sending you back to where you came from.
You should be afraid of me, Jeidobii. You should be very afraid of me. And you feel this sharp pain in your head, and you take 35 points of psychic damage, and you do not... well, you get the effects of a long rest, but you wake up exhausted. You cannot go back to sleep. So you have 1 point of exhaustion, and the voice subsides.
Mm-hmm.
So you're sitting there, almost like a frosty brain freeze for 3 or 4 hours. The morning and the uprise of the city wakes the rest of you up. The day is yours.
I'm going to. So this is different for Jeidobii, because he normally sleeps in till like around noon. But he's the first one at the breakfast table, and he's kind of in a. When you guys come down, he looks worried, and he's kind of lightly sweating.
Good morning, Jeidobii. Are you all right?
I need to tell you guys something.
What?
No. What?
Did Facina call back? Is she okay?
Facina didn't call, but someone else did. You left a lasting impression.
Jeidobii! Tallulah just looks at you and yells at you.
Victor paid me a mental visit last night. And,
he can speak directly to you.
I guess he has the same gift as I have this ring. But, whoever's typing is super loud. But, yes, he says he's going to find us, find me. He's going to kill me for ripping his sister away, which we all did. And I don't even really know why it was just me he targeted, because, I mean, I don't know. And then his sister is not fully gone yet. She's just back in the shadowy ward, like being reborn or some shit. So I don't really completely understand, but he's really pissed off. And he said he's going to kill everyone I love. Do I, as I said that out loud, do I
have a heart attack?
think that he knows about this new life that I care about?
Ooh.
does he
Because
know about the
Well,
baby?
did he?
because I'm starting to take out the mirror.
Roll an insight check.
Because it was never spoken, it was never said, and like it just happened.
You may never have spoken about it.
Especially because he's a druid baby.
Baby.
Crap! What am I rolling? I'm sorry. Insight.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What was it?
Insight.
Okay. 14 total.
14 total. You've done a pretty good job of
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm so wrong. It's not 14. It's higher. I'm sorry. I apologize.
The answer's probably the
Insight. It's probably the same.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you're hearing the tone in his voice, specifically talking about you. You took Ina away because he knows that's why you went there. With the connection with Ian and a loving grandmother, there's probably good chance that he knows about Giselle and little Zelarosian.
Jesus Christ. Wow. Really? It was that easy for him. Okay. Wow.
Here's the question: am I like a blind spot for Victor? Because like I just splashed my way into this scene, but like.
Currently, I don't think you're on his radar.
Cool,
I mean, Tallulah because she just betrayed, and Jeidobii because he kind of meddled with plans.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
As I'm looking at myself in the hand mirror, I start to shake. And I throw it down on the ground and break it. Fuck! It's supposed to be like this. It wasn't supposed to be
Something you didn't like to see?
That mirror was supposed to. I was going to. It's too late.
And then Cerise goes over to Jeidobii and puts her hand on his shoulder and says, "He will say anything to throw us off our game. That was already his plan. This doesn't change anything. We are going to fight and we are going to win."
He knows we're getting that much closer. We've killed everything he's ever loved.
She's right. He's scared. He's trying to intimidate us. But what could he possibly do that he wouldn't already be trying to do?
I don't. I was gonna make myself forget. That was what the mirror was for. I knew Victor has a way of prying in minds and saying things that you don't want to be seen. Now it's gonna make myself forget. So he wouldn't see myself.
Make an intelligence check, Jeidobii. That's also a really awesome idea.
Do you know what I was planning on doing with that mirror?
What you just said, yeah. You're gonna cast the memory wipe on yourself.
Yes.
That's a fantastic idea.
And this is a history check?
Yeah.
Obliviate.
Yes, I was. Okay, so this is going to be a 19 total.
19 total. With the connection with Ian and his grandmother, it's pretty safe to say that Ian's the one who extracted that information from your mom. Because he's a shit.
Indeed. Shit.
And has now put your baby mama and your baby in jeopardy. And your niece.
They're all in jeopardy. Jeidobii.
Jeidobie's not going to say this out loud, not so much because of pride or to protect another, but he's having second thoughts about keeping his nephew alive. But he won't say that. He can never say that out loud.
Okay. So you're finishing up your breakfast on the second day it's like a half day, but we'll just call it day 2 in the Earth Ward. What do you want to do? The day is yours.
Okay.
Denahi, you go first, please.
No, you can go ahead.
Denahi, so that mirror was kind of my mother's. Could you please mend it? I'm sorry. She would fucking kill me.
Sure. And I do so.
Okay.
I pick it back up and I look at it and I look at myself and I just sigh. And then I put it away.
You should learn to control your anger.
Talk's telling me this.
Do you,
Then it must be true.
Denai, do you have mending prepared?
Prepared. It's one of my cantrips. Why?
I don't see it on your list, is what I'm asking.
The list's all fucked up.
Okay, I guess we just let that go.
Ever since the weapon was put in there, like all of my healing spells disappeared and stuff. So.
You gotta tell the DM that. I didn't know that. Okay.
Oh.
Well, we'll sort that out later.
Mm-hmm.
I broke something. It's cool. I think there's a cap with how many spells you can have, and the spell just the staff just bent that cap over. So.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go through what you're supposed to have, or you can make a list for me and we'll deal with that later. Okay. So, day is yours.
It's time for another conference message. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Conference. Ring of conference.
I start twisting the ring and I'm gonna reach out to Facina.
Let's go.
Facina? Okay.
Yep. Facina, are you there? Are you safe?
Yes.
Is Victor still there in the dimension?
Currently, no. His
Good.
hordes are still here. Hordes are still here. It seems like he got what he was looking for.
What was he looking for? Oh, Lord.
Hmm.
Thank you. I have a plan. I think the Black Dragon can help us.
Granasso?
Yes.
Huh.
Stay safe, and I
Wait.
and unless
Okay, bye.
I go, "Ugh," I like hold it just like a little bit, just in case you won't say anything.
Let's go.
Do you know what he was looking for? Was it just more people, or was there something else?
He went into the temple in the jungle of Dirta. Did something and then left.
Huh. How long was he there in Fae time?
Maybe a day. Not sure.
Have you seen my grandma?
No.
Okay.
Stay safe.
You too.
I waved my hand and ended.
Okay.
Your grandmother?
Yeah. My grandmother's basically the only living relative I have left. And a lot of... She tried to live as close to the dead fields as possible because, you know, being as close to her homeland as possible. And...
I see. I have one more. I can DM. I can use this ring 3 times a day. Yes.
Correct. In reference to whatever plane you were on.
Understood. I have 2 more messages with this ring. Perhaps the last one can be yours for your grandmother.
Oh. That's very kind of you.
If you wish, there's no pressure. Just if you want to reach out. I'm gonna take off the ring, and I'm gonna turn to Denahi. And I'm gonna kind of look at her like through the ring. Denahi, you know how you're really good with dragon stuff.
I suppose.
How would you like to try to send Granasso after Viktor first?
Convince him to join us.
He probably would never join us. That probably would never happen. But
Well,
do you remember when we were on the Crystal Tundra and Barakabu started saying things that Viktor said that he was his pet and this and that, and that
the dragon did stay to listen to him. Didn't kill him right away. A dragon like that, we'd have to probably offer him something.
What would you suggest that we offer?
A dragon, riches, something to guard over. Maybe a city. Maybe that city that praises his presence to begin with.
Siren Gorge? That was his home.
It was once. I don't know what's keeping him there. From there.
Okay.
I thought we need to tell this Warwick that we want their help.
We do need to contact Ward too.
It would turn the tides.
As you all are having this conversation, a tankard with some ale left in it slams on the table, and you hear Styx's voice. Well, it might have been that damn dragon's home, but Viktor surely burnt that shit to the ground. I don't know if there's anything left of his followers.
Ooh, Jeidobie's actually going like, ooh, and like I look at Denahi.
We can tempt him to come back and reclaim that land once he's dead. With a dragon and an army behind him. Maybe two.
All right. I think I'll make the conference message, and I'll just have you talk.
Okay.
All right. I start spinning the ring again on my finger, and I will. God, this is gonna be weird. Granasso out of there. Ugh. And I focus on the Mega Chromatic Death Dragon.
Please make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, it's not good. It's not good.
Oh.
Okay, but I also did do my guidance, so that helped. It's not good, but let's see what we got here. Okay, wisdom saving throw. So it comes to a 22.
Oh.
Oh.
You needed to beat a 21. So you go to call Granasso. Immediately you feel pressure in your head. This is much different than the other conversations that you've had, which a little bit more simple creatures. Get out of my head, insect. What do you want?
I look at Denahi.
I can
smell
you.
This is awkward. I have a proposition for you.
You are here. Trying to steal my gold.
Trying to kill Viktor.
No, you are here. Trying to kill me. With that dwarf. I can't find that fucking dwarf. Where are you, insects? What do you want?
We have a right to defend ourselves. And you have a right to your land, which you've lost from Viktor.
Lost? What do you speak?
He's burned everything to the ground.
Who?
Viktor. You hate him already? We're trying to kill him?
She likes him. She favors him over me. What kind of mother of dragons favors an insect like that over her own?
Maybe she has to be shown who has the right power.
Speak, insect. Demon blood you have.
We have armies behind our backs. Viktor's grown weaker because we've already killed his sister. He's in panic mode and he's at his most vulnerable.
You've killed
Now's the
Rosalind.
time. Yes.
Insect speaks truth. Viktor,
Where are you so I can thank you for your gracious information?
No need to thank us. Just reclaim your land.
The gorge. He's taken the gorge.
He has.
Bastard. I feel it. My worshippers are dead. By Viktor's doing.
Please roll a persuasion check.
I'm better at deception.
Are you trying to lie?
No, I'm not. Okay. Oh.
Well, she kind
Do you
of
have any
is because we are planning on killing him.
Later, though. Get him comfy.
Are you saying this out loud? Are you saying this out loud, Jeidobii?
No, of course not.
A wisdom save, you said? No, what save? Persuasion.
Persuasion.
Ah.
Check. Straight check.
14.
14.
Oh, I give her guidance. By the way. Add another D4. Roll a D4. I give her guidance.
Ooh, +4, bitch. 18.
Insects who come to my island to take my gold, who ally themselves with a dwarf who won't leave my fucking island, the cockroach will not die with my breath. You want me to what? Kill Viktor?
Kill him and reclaim your gold and your land. Rebuild your following.
She won't let me kill him. I've tried many
Then
times.
kill his army and let me do it.
Where is he? I cannot see him. As
Should I tell
cannot
him where
see
he's at
where
right
you
now?
are.
Pause. Where is he at right now? Should I send him right now?
Edak.
Oh. Oh shit. Okay. He's an Edak.
Persuasion check.
Guidance. Add a D4. And we do have a bar for inspiration, too.
It's just one of those things where if there's like singing in the background of the call, it might be weird.
You're right.
I got I have favored by the gods, so I can re-roll. But I got a natural 1. Can I still re-roll?
Yes, you can, because you're favored by the gods.
Okay.
It's a thing.
All right. Oh, way better.
And a D4.
That's a thing.
27.
Yes.
What is it in for me? Why should I do this for you?
Good question. Because Denahi don't care, actually.
There are others with you. I can hear them breathing. I can feel their heartbeat through their chest.
There's many planes of existence that want him dead.
Little insects.
Why not gain an insect's favor? Kill the biggest winged insect of them all. Pretty please.
Roll the last persuasion check.
Okay.
With advantage because awesome roleplay.
And guidance. Add a D4 too.
Okay. The dice I got from Haley for Christmas. I love you. Thank you. Miss you, Pow Pow. Okay.
I know this, Papa.
That's right, pow pow.
23.
23.
I guess I can eat you later.
And you just hear of wings crashing through the air. No more speaking.
Oh shit.
We just stick the dragon on him. Hopefully.
That was great.
Is
That was so cool.
Is this spell still going?
I'm in there too. Yeah.
Is this spell still going?
No, I ended. It's done.
Yeah, I assume.
Roll a d20.
The second he flew away. Oh, you just.
He's
I know.
about to destroy
You didn't
his
say
armor.
it.
I did. Chat, did I say like I end it and I go like, "Ah,
You-
deny"?
You can't.
I thought he did say that actually.
Yeah, I
Infectious
thought he
said no.
did.
Oh,
Don't even
infectious.
crosstalk.
Roll a
That's some
d20.
cold shit, man.
Can I add my guidance?
No,
Maybe
just
I was
straight-
thinking of
straight D20.
cards.
Man, this is. Man, I can't have nothing. I can't be happy for nothing. 8.
8.
Maybe you should have rolled a card.
No, you're fine. I rolled a 6.
Cool.
So yeah, anyway, you did amazing. That was so cool.
I can't wait to kill him later. Oh, that would be the 4th dragon I've downed.
Wow, really?
Oh wait,
You guys have been
you
busy.
you have personally downed them all?
One of them. No. I think I only had final blow of like Ted.
I'm pretty sure you were
Ted was a dragon
unconscious
too,
when,
wasn't
when Nevries was killed.
I was probably unconscious for all the rest of them. But I take credit though.
No, you were trying
I
to
threw some shit.
you were trying to
okay.
shoot him with the ballista bolt, and he just lit you on lightning fire or something. I remember. Anyway, so
Yeah, I also remember that.
I am trying not to remember that.
That was amazing. Denahi, you could have just changed the whole course of this thing.
I wouldn't get too excited until we know that they are actually doing battle.
Well, if they end up killing the dragon, then that's just another enemy out of our way.
Indeed. But what for us now?
We should
We've
make plans for
rested,
the water.
we're ready. Do we go back?
We need our gem.
Yes, we do. But
So
before
you
we-
wish to go to the next ward,
Right.
but how will
Yes.
time pass there?
Do I know this?
Yep.
Is it Traveler?
yeah, you know
It's-
that the elemental wards are all on a very similar, give or take, plus or minus 30 minutes, 60 minutes time sync.
Yeah. The water ward should be about the same speed of time as here. It's much slower
That's
and
good.
much more consistent than the Fae.
That will benefit us, yes.
What's the water ward like?
Oh, should I
I-
explain it
I-
again?
I fucking
Maybe.
hate the water.
I'm
getting like antsy. Oh.
Yeah, I mean you haven't quite been in the ward per se. You've only been in the city, and it's a very beautiful city. There's a lot of green in the city, and there's all these towers that kind of circle the city of Sador that create that bubble. It looks like a very, very nice sea-themed elven city.
So we'll probably have to go out of the city for the gem, though, right?
Do we know the whereabouts of the
You don't
gem?
know. You'd
I
have
don't
to, you
know.
have to go to the city and find his next quest giver.
Most likely it will be a journey, as all these trials are.
There will no doubt be a sign that says FedEx.
FedEx?
Just
Sorry.
So, Cerise, there is one last person we have to try to contact. Tomorrow, your grandma. Okay, I promise.
It's fine.
I promise you that.
Thank you.
I'm gonna look at Denahi, or I think I'm gonna look at everyone because I think everybody was there when we got the information. I think it's time to call Warwick. The wolf captain.
timing is everything.
It is. luckily we have so much of it on our side right now, being in this war.
It's true.
And I will begin to kind of twist the ring. I'm gonna look at Torque. Torque,
Yes?
we might need you for this one. He may have a similar outlook as you, being a warrior.
All right.
And I will focus on Warwick.
So, since you've never met Warwick, can you please make... Just do a straight D20 roll.
Roll the wolf 20. The D wolf.
Isn't the WoW character a Warwick? That's a werewolf, right?
Is it Warwick or Warwick?
Warwick. Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, could you spell that, please?
It's in
Oh, I see it. There it is. Warwick. All right.
I rolled a 10 on the die.
Okay. Alright, so you take some time and the gem glows and you hear kind of a
I think you're muted. Of you.
Warwick? Warwick, are you... Is that you? Is that you? This is a friend of Jacob's.
Jacob.
He wanted...
How do you know Jacob?
He perished in the fight that he was forced to attend in. He wanted me to tell you that he is sorry.
That he's sorry? Is that what you said?
Yes, he wanted me to tell you that Jacob is sorry.
Where did you see his body?
I saw it where Victor left him. Victor left him to die in Tidean. He says that...
What did he look like?
DM, what did he look like?
I mean, I gave you a base description.
Black hair?
Naked.
Kind of charred.
He was naked and then he had black hair and fur and stuff.
This is a conference call, so everyone's in on it. Help me out. Help me out with this guy.
Well, I
Y'all saw
mean,
him?
yeah, that's what we saw. That's what you described.
Was he a wolf or a man?
Both.
He was in between.
When he died, he was in between. So
We brought him
I don't
back.
quite know how it works. I'm sorry.
So you're kind of confusing yourself. He only turned Parched Wolf when Denahi brought him back to speak to him. But when he was dead, he was in his human form.
I see. Gotcha. I relay that.
What
to
did they do
Warwick.
to the body?
They burned it.
May my son rest in peace.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Why are you talking to me?
Because you need to know that Victor is not the one you should be allied with.
I don't have a fucking choice.
How do we stop that?
He has to die.
Victor does?
Yes.
Are you able to stop your service of him?
I cannot strike him or his kin.
Do you have to strike us?
Why
Do you have to defend him?
We try to not defend him, but his curse is too strong.
As long as we can count on you to not strike us, we'll attack Victor.
What do I have to do to trust you?
To trust us?
Yes.
Don't attack.
No. How can I trust you?
How?
Yes.
Well, we turned a dragon against him.
What dragon?
I would give it a little time. He'll be there soon enough.
Which dragon?
Warwick, is there any way? Are you around Victor right now?
I'm near him, yes.
Is there any way that you can get away from him without him noticing?
Why?
Because I need you to tell me how to break this curse and free you and your army.
Kill Victor.
That's
in
the only
Shadow
way.
Ward, in his castle, and bring that fucking thing down. That will release me and my kin from this curse that we cannot break.
That's how you trust us. We will destroy it. You don't attack us.
What is coming? What did you do? Speak.
We had a
Raining hell.
discussion. Showed somebody that perhaps Victor's not the person to side with.
Who did you tell that to?
Well, you'll find out soon enough.
Well, let's just say he's big, red, and black, and really, really pissed off.
You fools. You sent him to Edak?
We sent him to Victor.
Yes. There's a lot of people here as well.
You hear like some yipes and howls.
Take him outside the city. Tell him there's someone there that he needs to destroy.
It's too late.
You hear the yipes and howls, and you hear commotion in the background. You hear a familiar voice in the background. It's Victor, kind of yelling out commands. You hear Ian speaking as well, amongst other voices, normal voices. And you hear.
Wow, he got there really fast.
Well,
I guess you've
time
met.
flies.
You better know what they're doing.
And then the communication breaks for some reason.
It sounds like maybe we should get there so we can watch it fall.
I don't. That one. And I kind of look at everyone. Are they speechless?
We wanted to rid him of his army.
We did. We did. And we got the information that we needed.
We did.
The only way to help the wolves is to kill Victor.
So that's what we must do. I hope
The
we
question
stick
is,
with
who will win, Granasso or Victor?
He said she wouldn't allow him to kill Victor.
The goddess of death.
Right,
Rhea.
right.
He will thin his army, leaving us leaving us. Can't. Damn it.
Someone say cats. I love cats.
Yes, damn it.
Leaving us the chance to attack him. But I think we've just cut our time a little bit shorter.
Yes. Perhaps we need to move with more urgency.
But DM, the time frame where we are is still like the same though. Like
Yeah,
we're good where we are.
You spent a couple days here last time, and you came back about 5
Yeah.
minutes later.
Right.
We spent a week or something.
Yeah, it was. Time is
We're like-
tiny.
Wibbly wobbly.
Wibbly wobbly.
Okay. Well, I thought I would feel better about that, but you take what you can get, I suppose. I see it as a win.
Okay.
If we can help the werewolves in the long run, then that'll be great. If not, and I'd go silent.
We've warned their leader. If he wants to protect his kin, then he will.
Do I know anything about werewolves from being on the Verdant Plateau that we like haven't already covered today?
You know that the werewolves were the residents of the Verdant Plateau
Mm-hmm.
3,000 years ago when this all kind of started. Essentially, they hang out there until Victor comes back. You know Victor's died several times,
Right.
and when he dies and goes to the Shadow Ward, they kind of go into hiding because they can't change their form. They're permanent werewolves. So they kind of just hang out for 500 years for him to regenerate, and then he comes back, and then they go back to doing what he tells them to do.
Is it the same group of people, or is this like over
It's
generations?
the same group of people.
Okay.
Oh, do you say this out loud?
Sure. I'm using like these people have had thousands of years to try and break this connection with Victor, but they're always sucked back in. I want to know how Rhea's stopping Granasso. Like, what power does she still have here?
She's a goddess.
I mean,
all the gods have reached beyond the veil.
yeah,
Sure.
Jeidobii and Cerise, you can roll a history check if you'd like.
Yeah.
You've both been studying.
Oh, that's a
this
good
a lot.
roll. 40. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey.
28.
28.
All right. That's gonna be a 23 with me using Rin's inspiration.
Okay. So as you two are having this conversation, you do recall Granasso just said, what kind of mother of dragons or whatever
Right.
she said, or queen of dragons. I can't remember what I said.
I think you said mother.
But she created him, so she didn't necessarily birth him, but she made this hybrid dragon out of nothing using magic. So she's connected to him in a magic sense, and she's connected to him in a mother sense in that regard. But she preferred, like, what the pain was coming out of his voice was that she prefers Victor, her partner, over something that she's created herself.
She prefers the stepdad over her own son, basically.
Damn, that's dark.
I mean, you created it.
Did I?
Well, at least from Cerise's knowledge, it sounds like we can say even if these werewolves die, they'll return in the shuttle ward, and we'll be able to save them then.
Yep.
So I feel better. Thanks, Cerise.
Well,
I give her a hug.
well. Careful of my wings.
Oh, of course, always.
So, we need to make a plan.
We do. You know what's funny? We're going to the water ward, and we have a ship. We're going to take an airship to the water ward.
That is pretty funny.
You do know that the water ward is underwater, by the way.
Yes.
I know.
Okay.
I dread it.
It's not going to be a good thing for the ship, I don't think. Although, if we could put an air bubble around the ship, that could be useful for when we have to go outside.
That's what I was thinking. But so I have a gift to where I can give everyone breathing underwater. I've done it before. But I think if there's limitations, I think I can only do 8 at a time. I'll look more into it. I'll meditate on it. But I have that as a backup. I think it's so new though. I don't think I would want to try it. I think I can make everyone into water breathing animals, but I don't know. I had a dream of it once, but I don't really know.
So as you all are kind of digesting what just transpired with the conversation with Warwick, with the conversation with Granasso, and planning the next steps of heading to the water ward to obtain the water gem, potentially heading to the fire ward as well, and really trying to figure out what your plans are. That's what we're going to call it for tonight. So thank everybody for watching. Don't forget, we do not have Origins or Realms next week. We are taking the week off for Christmas, but we will return on New Year's Day. So we will see you on New Year's Day.
For 2020, Nat 2020, bitch.
Nat 2020. Hey.
So have a wonderful holiday, and we will see you all in the new year.
Bye, guys. Bye. Until next time.